Hey guys, Graham here. I'm back in Truckee today. Get ready to take off on another little bicycle adventure with Geoff. We rode a couple weeks ago around Lake Tahoe, which is south of here. This time we're going north, and it's going to be a little bit type of off-road. Well, a mixture of off pavement and on pavement. To that effort, I'm using a different bike on this trip. I've dusted off my Surly that I've had for 5 or 6 years. And I've ridden this quite a bit just on day rides, but this will be the first overnight. Or actually, we're doing 2 nights, 3 days. So I'm going to get a good taste for how comfortable this bike is. I've kind of battled that when it had the flat bars that came with it. I just could never get comfortable. So I put some salsa cow chipper handlebars on it and got some slightly smaller tires. These are the Surly extraterrestrial tires. It came with the Nards that were 3 inches. These are 2.5, so a little bit more manageable. And I've got my Ortlieb front panniers that I bought as front panniers, but they work out pretty well for smaller applications. And then I've got the frame bag here. It's a smaller, slightly smaller frame bag. That is Restrap. That's the brand. I'm trying to remember. Anyhow, that's my setup. Geoff's going to be riding his Rocky Mountain gravel bike, which is definitely a little more sleek. He's got a big saddlebag with all his stuff in it, a good sized frame bag, and his tent strapped to the front. And he's, clipless and all that, but yeah, I think I'm probably carrying twice the weight. Anyhow, let's have at it. All right, it's 5:30 p.m. and we're just getting started, but it was well over 90 today, and Geoff had to work. So for those 2 reasons, we thought a late start was good. We can probably ride till 7:30 or 8 o'clock and hopefully get 15, 20 miles in where there is some good camping options. Ten miles in, 7:30 at night, and it's starting to get, well, not starting to get dark, but the sun is definitely going behind the mountain. And we're hoping to get maybe another 10 miles in if we're lucky. But I think we'll have a little bit of pavement, you think, here?
Yep.
So that'll speed things up. It's been a lot of rollers on loose dirt, so I'm kind of slow on that kind of thing. But nice. Sure beats riding in the heat of the day. Typically, I don't ride this late into the day or into the evening as it is, but I have to say I'm really enjoying this. We're on a road that's got pretty much zero traffic, so that definitely helps out, but it's just so pleasant. It was a really warm day today, and it's very nice right now, and absolutely quiet. Here is where we landed last night. We ended up at 20 miles and it was pretty much dark 100 when we got here. But worked out pretty well. Nice level site spot here. A little dusty, but not too bad. Day 2 begins. We camped last night. I think this is Sardine Valley, is what the map tells us. And very peaceful. There's like nobody around here. The only sound I hear is a buzzing in my ears from too much loud music over the years. This is part of the Tahoe National Forest, and we are, about 20 miles north of Truckee on Smith Neck Road. But real nice forest, beautiful pine forest. After climbing up over a bit of a ridge there, it was a good early morning workout. We've got a nice little stretch of downhill here as we're kind of coming out of the mountain, and we'll be going into Sierra Valley, which is just a couple miles away, and the town of Loyalton. All right, we're out of the forest into a bit of a burn scar area. Help prevent wildfires. I don't think the sign worked. Back on pavement. Oh, it feels so smooth. All right, we're getting into Loyalton. We have left the mountains behind momentarily. We'll have to cross this valley ahead of us. I think it's about 8 or 10 miles across. And then we'll be climbing up to Lake Davis potentially later this afternoon, if all goes as planned. (9 a.m., 13 miles in, on a beautiful, what's today, Tuesday? It's a Tuesday. And we're gonna step inside the store here and see if we can get some water and maybe some kind of breakfast snack. Well, the Surly's working out so far pretty well. So I'm sitting here outside the store waiting for Geoff. He's picking out some water too, I think. But yeah, it worked well with these smaller panniers on the back. I got the fork bags. It's got a 2x drivetrain and some fairly low gearing. So that's come in handy on these dirt roads. It gets a little steep little bump ups, what have you. And then my tent fits pretty nice here in the handlebars. I miss not having a speedometer tracking the mileage and air temp and stuff like that. It's kind of nice. And then and I've got this other bag here that I can put my drone in. It's a new acquisition recently, this Orc Lead frame bag. And I didn't bring a tripod on. Well, I did. I brought my Gorilla Pod, but no big tripod. I've got enough stuff to carry. And going off pavement, I wasn't sure how I was going to do, to tell you the truth. But it's been going pretty good so far. All right, we're out into some farmlands, and quite pleasant. Minimal traffic. Still fairly early in the day, so temps are manageable. All right, we're turning off the pavement again onto some like ranch road type of thing. So this will be a nice little change of pace. We just passed through the small town of Beckworth and are now heading to Portola, which appears to be a little bit bigger, or at least on the map, and hopefully some lunch. It's a hot day here in Portola. It's like 92 degrees, and we went and ate lunch, and I felt so spent afterwards, after pigging out, that came over here to this park, took a little nap in the shade, which felt good. And now we're gonna take on the final stretch of the day up to Lake Davis, but it's about 1,000 feet of climbing. So, and it's still about 90 or 91. So we're gonna take it slow, or I should say, I'm gonna take it slow. Geoff doesn't know how to go slow. We climbed up a 1,000-foot elevation gain, but it was only in like 6 miles, and it was 92 degrees and pretty brutal. I didn't even record any GoPro on it because I was, I was in my pain cave. But no, it wasn't that bad. But I had to stop a few times, and yes, I even walked a stretch. But hey, that's how it goes, especially when you're over 60. But yeah, it's all good. So now we're just scouring the west shore of Lake Davis for a possible campsite. This is our camp setup for tonight, night 2, second night of wild camping. Last night we were in the Tahoe National Forest. Tonight we're in the Plumas National Forest. And we're just on, excuse me, the west side of Lake Davis.
It's like laying in here with the door open.
Here are some camping essentials for me: a chair and a means to make coffee. And that's about all I really need. All right, back on the trail, back on the road. Today we're riding our last day, day 3. And we're hoping to get to Greenville, which is on Highway 89, and that's where our ride is going to pick us up, hopefully. And that's about 40 miles from here. Well, some pleasant riding this morning in the cool of the morning on a very empty forest road. So pretty darn nice, especially after yesterday afternoon's climbing up the hill there to Lake Davis. Oh, it was brutal, hot, and quite steep. But anyhow, I won't complain. It got me where I wanted to go, and enjoying this trip tremendously. Well, we've been riding along what's the west shore of Lake Davis, but I've yet to even see the lake. We got up here yesterday, went to the Lake Davis market, got some food, headed out on the west side of the lake, but the forest is so deep that you just can't see the lake. So hopefully we'll see it at some point. Burn area. Not far from here there was a huge fire about 3 years ago, or 4 years ago actually, the Dixie Fire. So I'm sure we'll be seeing some burnt trees today, sadly to say. Sorry about that, Mr. and Mrs. Turkey. I didn't mean to scare everybody up a tree. All right, we're heading 19 miles to Genesee Valley. We shall see what's in Genesee. "10 miles in. It's about 9:30 on a Wednesday morning. And been a nice ride this morning. Good scenery, although burnt, some of it still has some beauty to it. And mainly some good downhill stretches, so that's always nice. Oh, back on some pavement. My rear end thanks you. It's fun riding in the dirt, but boy, it feels good when you hit something smooth. And that is the valley. Well, we made it down to Taylorsville, and we're a little ahead of schedule. Our ride's not going to pick us up till probably about 7 o'clock tonight. So we were just hanging here at a park in the shade for the last 2 hours. And now we're going to press on to Greenville, which is closer to 89, where our ride will rendezvous with us. And yes, it's very hot here. It's like mid 90s, and I just put this shirt under the faucet, put my head under the faucet, and, hoping to revive myself. All right, we have arrived in Greenville, and we're looking for a place to hang out for about an hour and a half till Paige picks us up. All right, here comes our ride. Look at that. Woohoo! All right, our ride is here. This concludes another tour. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you somewhere further down the road.